Before there was this, Sega! There was this. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 Sega Master System games. While we all know Sega for the Genesis and a certain Blue Hedgehog, we will be taking a look at what came before that, Sega's foray into 8-bit gaming, and their first attempt at dethroning Nintendo. We will not be including games that were ported from the Genesis to the Master System, so that Hedgehog we mentioned will not be on this list. Number 10, Fantasy Zone. An invading army, a space adventure, and a sentient spaceship with a name that sounds like a Neopet. This game puts players in the control of Opa Opa, an adorable ship that's off to stop the evils of planet Menon in this brightly colored side-scrolling shooter. This day and age, we're used to seeing some shooters with cute, Kirby-esque backgrounds, but back in the 80s, we didn't expect something so colorful to be about blasting your enemies away in a rapid-fire stream of bullets. Number 9, Ys, the Vanished Omen. Something wonderful happened with video games in 1987. They started to tell stories beyond what was written in the instruction booklet. That's not to say that video games had no story up until then. We did need a reason to travel through the Mushroom Kingdom after all. But the thing that makes games like Mario memorable is the gameplay. Games like our number 9 pick here are memorable for everything. Gameplay, character, plot, and other components that people, at the time, thought were only capable with movies and books. Number 8, Psycho Fox. Once upon a time, animal heroes were everywhere in video games. Bats, cats, squirrels, and hedgehogs, there wasn't a woodland creature under the sun that didn't get a go. In this case, we have a fox, who can use a Shinto stick to shapeshift into a hippo, a monkey, or a tiger. As if that weren't enough animals, there's a feathered ally in the fox's quest named Birdfly. Yep, he's named after what he is and what he can do. We weren't the best at naming things back then. Number 7, Shinobi. Who doesn't love ninjas? They're stealthy, they're highly skilled, and they do that whole running across rooftops with the moon serving as a backdrop thing. One of gaming's most well-known ninjas is Ryu Hayabusa of Ninja Gaiden. But before that, there was another ninja on the scene, Sega's Joe Musashi. Before we were getting frustrated with the NES Ninja's adventures, we were on a quest to save the children of Musashi's clan from the criminal organization Zeed. Number 6, Zillion. In a time where video games were bouncing back from a huge crash in 1983, there seemed to be a bit of an extra risk to everything that was being released. This game went a step further by being based on anime. Video game adaptations based on anime aren't too surprising now, but back then, anime was still a new form of entertainment for places outside of Japan. So we have to give this space adventure platformer major points for taking that chance. Number 5, Operation Wolf.
Operation Wolf.
What's better than dumping quarters into a classic arcade machine? Dumping quarters into one that lets you use a gun controller. The year was, yes, 1987, when gamers were introduced to Special Forces operative Roy Adams, and trekked with him across different stages on a mission to rescue hostages.
Success in freeing the hostages.
The game was a huge success, making it inevitable that it would soon hit home consoles. Sadly, most ports of the game didn't use any sort of gun controller. Fortunately for Sega Master System owners, its port was the exception. Number 4. R-Type. You know when they say that games were harder back in the day? This is what they mean. This game worked like most side-scrolling shoot-'em-ups. However, its insane difficulty level set it apart from others like it. Not only did you have to worry about enemies on the screen, but the stages would have a correct way to get through them. This was before the time of walkthroughs and FAQs, so the only way to learn was to get lucky or fail and try again. Number 3. Wonder Boy 3: Dragon's Trap. You know when you begin a game fully powered only to have it taken away? Welcome to the third installment of Wonder Boy. Up until this point, our hero has saved his girlfriend from an evil king and has taken on a dastardly dragon. This game picks up right where the second game left off, where Wonder Boy slays that dragon, only to be turned into Lizard Man, lose all of his equipment and most of his health. Whoops. Number 2. Alex Kidd in Miracle World. Before Sega's mascot was a speedy blue hedgehog, it was this kid, spelled with 2 Ds for optimal coolness. While there are several installments of the Kid franchise, the first game is still hailed as one of the best ones in the series, which made the fact that it was included in all Master System consoles internally all the sweeter. A platforming adventure unlike any other, Alex sets out to save the land from the evil Jenkin with the almighty power of punching the crap out of things. You gotta love an 8-bit hero who can punch rocks into pieces. Before we shut down our Master System, let's give it a proper send-off with these honorable mentions. Number 7. Phantasy Star. We told you 1987 was a good year for video games. This game was released just 2 days after Final Fantasy, and is known as one of the pioneers of the traditional RPG format with its overworld maps, interactive towns, immersive dungeons, and, of course, random battle encounters. But what really set it apart was how great it looked, since it used graphical technology that no one believed could be done. Oh, and it had a female protagonist, something else that was pretty rare back then. Do you agree with our list? Which Sega Master game makes you want to pull your console out of the closet and boot it up again? For more retro top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.